Balancing running and leg training can be challenging, especially doing both on the same day. It's not surprising that that's one of the biggest questions that typically get asked, and that's why in today's video I'm going through 3 strategies that you can use to manage both. If you find this video very useful and helpful, feel free to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know in the comments which strategy was helpful to you the most.
Good morning, and what is going on? It is morning because currently it is 5:13 and we are about to go for a quick 4-mile run. So right now, at the time of this recording this video, we are currently about 2 weeks and a few days out for my next marathon. And one of the biggest questions that I typically get is, how do you balance leg day and running together? So luckily today we do have a 4-mile run this morning, and we do have leg day after the run also. So I want to take you guys through the run 1 and 2. I want to take you guys through what I do in between my run and my leg training, just to give you an idea on how to balance both. So without further ado, because I like to stall, it's a quick 4-mile run. It shouldn't be that hard. Let's go log some miles real quick. Alright, so we just finished this run, finished a 4-mile run in 36 minutes at a pace of 8:59, 4 miles, getting started for the week. And the more I get into running, the more the stats is very, very cool to me. And that stat is the average heart rate right there, 140 beats per minute. The reason why that's very important is because theoretically speaking, most of your run or your easy run should be in that zone 2 pace. You should know where your zone 2 is. You just want to use the Maffetone method. It's called. My mouth is still not moving right. Maffetone method, which is 180 minus your age. That will give you the average. So again, this is not something that happens overnight. It's something you have to build up to, which is going to be very difficult for most people to get started on the running journey for the first time. Because again, I mean, if you've never ran before, or you're just running for the first time, it's going to be very hard for you. It's almost inevitable that your heart rate is going to be elevated. But the goal over time is to make sure you work towards that, bringing that heart rate back down. And the way you do that is by running your easy miles easy. One thing I'm going to miss as the weather starts to heat up is going to be running in a 45-degree weather. Nothing beats the crispiness of 45-degree weather. Quick housekeeping stuff that we have going on. So in case you guys don't know, I am training for my next marathon, which is at the time of this recording this video. It's going to be 2 weeks and some change out, like I said early in the video. So right now, most of my mileage this week is in about 25 miles. So we got 4 miles easy today, 4 mile easy Wednesday, 2 mile easy Friday, and then a 12-mile run on the weekend. And to go for the marathon is not necessarily a specific time. I would love to do it under 4 hours, just because the last marathon I did in Chicago was 4 hours and 42 minutes. I cramped up again, so I'm hoping to solve the cramping issue for this ultra marathon. I'm looking at it as a training mile because we are training for the next 100 miles. Questions I typically get a lot of time is, what kind of shoe am I running in? So as a 220-pound bodybuilder that's running, being a bigger guy, I've been loving, this is actually my new pair of the New Balance Fresh Foam X Small V4s. I mean, comfortable, no spring, comfortable, the cushion, nice base there. And I've talked about criterias and the things you want to look for when you are selecting the right pair of shoes. And if you are interested in snagging any New Balance shoes, or it could be lifestyle, could be running, there's a link in the description that's going to give you 30% off. I was lucky enough to partner up with New Balance to set up a storefront for me, for you guys, in case you want to shop any of your New Balance High Beast, the 990s, 840s, whatever that is. Enough ranting. It's currently 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm going in, shower, get my girls ready for school, because hey, dad life don't stop. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys notice or know about me is I'm not a full-time content creator. I'm not a full-time Fitspo. I work a 9-to-5 job like most of you guys. I'm actually heading to work right now, and I've covered that in previous videos. So that's why I like to get my run in first in the morning. And then because it's kind of nice, kind of just getting your run in before everybody gets up in the morning. And as somebody that's been running for quite some time and that's not really necessarily motivated to run all the time, getting my run in is like the hardest thing I do that day. in terms of my fitness goals, and getting that done just puts me in a better mood, and I'm more inclined to get all my runs in compared to trying to get my runs in later. So I'm bringing that up to just cover another big thing that I think is very important, especially if trying to balance strength training and running, especially leg training and running in the same day. What I do, especially on my drive to work, is I have a shaker right here. I have 2 scoops of switchback electrolyte, which has 2,000 milligrams of sodium, or electrolyte profile, meaning a 1-to-3 ratio. That means it's just not just sodium, it has potassium also. 3-to-1 meaning I have 3 parts sodium and 1 part potassium. So this particular electrolyte from Switchback, which the homie Jeremy Miller makes, it's got an awesome electrolyte profile with 1,000 milligrams of sodium and 300 milligrams of potassium, all in one. So again, because your muscle is made out of a lot of water, once you sweat a lot of water, and running 4 miles in a 45-degree weather might not seem like a big deal at all, but it is a big deal if you think about it, because one, it's not because you're not running in heat, you're not sweating quite a bit, doesn't mean you should not replenish your electrolyte. And also for you guys that just don't give a fuck about running, you just want to get jacked as possible, if you find it very difficult to get a good pump in the gym, add in some sort of sodium, sea salt into your pre-workout meal, or your pre-workout might be that game changer that can definitely add that extra level of pump into your workout. So that's one thing I like to do on my way to work. Hydration is very important for me, making sure I'm topping my electrolyte profile, and that's going to put in position when I'm training later in the day, whatever that body part is really, to make sure I'm maximizing my effort in the muscle contraction.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. But I have the Eclipse glasses. So at the time of recording this video, so we have the solar eclipse going on today. So of course we snagged some of these glasses, and I'm about to go get a leg workout in real quick before that happens. So I just have that with me just in case I need to wear it while I'm in the gym and it happens, because I don't want to miss it. Get down to pre-workout. What I have in the pre-workout is the Arms Race Nutrition, not sponsored by them. Arms Race Nutrition with some electrolytes, again, because electrolyte is key. Like I said earlier, I'm not trying to miss out on that. So off to the gym, off to a massive leg session. We are on the week 2 of the new training program, which I'll be putting the program I'm actually running right now. I'm testing it, so to speak, on myself, and when I'm done with the program, I'm going to be putting that program out there for you guys in case you are interested in jumping on, because one of the biggest questions that I've been getting is, what are you going to do or put together a hybrid training program? So it's going to be for beginner or intermediate runners, or you're trying to get into running, you're trying to balance running and some strength training goals together. It's a program that should be for you. Without further ado, let's get after the leg session, and we'll talk about some of the check boxes you should be having if you want to balance running and leg training together. All right, so I just pulled up to the gym, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking to you guys through what I use, or the way I structure my training and my running on the same day together, while I overlay some of the leg sessions that we are going to be doing, because I want to get into the gym and I want to focus on the training. Now I have to have worry about recording and talking to you guys at the same time. So the first thing you definitely want to do, like I mentioned, is one, electrolytes. So make sure you hydrate it properly, because if you're not hydrated properly, that's going to affect your training program. And I'll also say the way what I'm currently doing right now in terms of my current positioning, I'm actually on a fat loss training right now. I'm starting doing an 8-week mini cut, and that 8-week mini cut again can definitely be challenging if trying to balance strength training and running together. And I want to clarify also, my running is not for the sake of fat loss. Again, if you are trying to be on a fat loss and you're trying to run at the same time, you're trying to use running as a tool of creating that caloric expenditure, I would say and advise you not to do that, because there are other ways that you can definitely make sure you are getting that done. So that's not the case. I'm running because I need to keep my running fitness, because we are 3 weeks out from training for running for our first marathon, and we are about 3 months away from our running 100 miles also. So I just want to make that clear, because I get that questions quite often. But when I know I'm going to
to be training later today. So this morning when I woke up, normally I like to separate my running from my strength training. If you can, I think you should. And if you cannot, if you want to do them back to back, it's going to be dependent on what your main goal is. If your main goal is running, you definitely want to get running out of the way so you can have fresh legs to tackle what your main goal is. And if strength training is your main goal, you definitely want to get your strength training out of the way. Then you want to do your running after. And this is very important, especially if you are somebody that just getting started on your fitness training. But someone like me that I've been running for the last 2-3+ years or so, I've built enough adaptation that I can definitely get away with running and at the same time, training within 6 hours of each other. I ran this morning at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it's currently 12:39 right now where I'm about to get after my leg session. So I like to have a nice little space and gap in between my running and my strength training session. So number one, you want to make sure you space in your strength training and your leg session out. Number two is feeding. For me, like I said, I can definitely train fasted without having any food in me because I build enough tolerance for that. Unlike somebody that might just getting started into running and training legs at the same time, you definitely want to make sure you're properly fed, properly hydrated in between the time that you are going to be training at the gym or between the gap that you have from your run to your strength training session. Regardless of if you're running first or you're training first, you want to make sure one, you're getting like a decent amount of meals in you. There's a lot of carbs, multiple transportable carbs, meaning your complex carbs and simple carbs in between your run and your leg session. And again, this doesn't have to be for just your leg session alone. There's going to have to be your strength training all together. But obviously, leg session is going to be a little more difficult because that's the main thing you use it for running and trying to train legs at the same time. Closing, I would definitely say it was not something that was easy for me starting right away. It definitely it was a lot harder to balance at the beginning, but that's one of the cool things about the body because the body is very adaptive. The body can manage with the exposure that you're exposing your body to, but over time your body's going to get better at managing that energy and doing the things that you are exposing it to do. The more you keep doing it. So if you find yourself struggling to balance your strength training, especially leg session, with your running, using steps like this, making sure you're hydrating properly, getting enough electrolytes in your system, you're spacing your workout out, you're spacing your workout in between each other. And three, just to make sure you're properly fed. And again, this sounds like a no-brainer, but yet I get a lot of questions, a lot of people asking me the same question. So of course, some of you guys are struggling with that, and that's why we're doing this video. That is the video for you guys today. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn that post notification on so you can notify the next time I drop a new video. This time, I'm Fit, and I'll see you guys on the next one.